The NBA playoffs are heating up, and we have a massive Tuesday night slate ahead. The Philadelphia 76ers are looking to bounce back against the Boston Celtics in Game 2, but they face a major hurdle as Joel Embiid has been officially ruled out while he continues his recovery from an appendectomy. The 76ers struggled to contain the Celtics in the series opener, and they will need a huge effort from the rest of the roster to avoid falling into a deep hole.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Over in the Western Conference, Victor Wembanyama is making his presence felt in his first postseason run. The San Antonio Spurs are riding high after Wembanyama dropped 35 points in their Game 1 victory against the Portland Trail Blazers. The Trail Blazers are searching for answers to slow him down, knowing that their ability to capitalize while he is resting could be the key to shifting the momentum in tonight's clash. The Los Angeles Lakers are also looking to build on their series lead as they prepare for a pivotal Game 2 against the Houston Rockets. The Lakers secured a Game 1 win with a career playoff-high 27 points from Luke Kennard and a dominant double-double from LeBron James, despite being shorthanded. All eyes are on Kevin Durant, who remains a game-time decision for the Rockets as he battles a knee injury that has hampered his mobility. With injuries and high-stakes adjustments defining these matchups, every possession counts in the fight for playoff survival. We are bringing you all the updates as these stars battle for glory on the hardwood. If you want to stay ahead of all the action and get the latest news on these series, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Are the Philadelphia 76ers already staring down a sweep? Welcome back to the court, folks, where tonight's Game 2 slate feels less like a simple adjustment period and more like a desperate fight for survival. The biggest story heading into tonight isn't a strategy tweak. It's the empty chair where the reigning MVP belongs. Joel Embiid is still sidelined, currently working through his recovery from an appendectomy with no clear return date in sight. After a brutal 32-point drubbing in Game 1, the Sixers are looking for a miracle against a Celtics team that looked absolutely surgical, draining 16 threes and turning Philly's turnovers into an absolute clinic. Tyrese Maxey is preaching a forget-the-past mentality, but when you're facing a 13.5-point spread, forgetting is much easier said than done. Meanwhile, in the West, the Wemby show is officially in full swing. Victor Wembanyama didn't just survive his playoff debut. He dominated it with 35 points, putting the Trail Blazers on the defensive immediately. Portland coach Tiago Splitter knows his team's only hope is to exploit the minutes when the young star heads to the bench, but can they find the rhythm to stay consistent? Over in Lakerland, it was a masterclass in next man up. Even without heavy hitters Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, LeBron James and Luke Kennard steamrolled the Rockets. Now, Houston is crossing their fingers, hoping Kevin Durant can shake off that bruised knee in time for tonight's tip-off. Ime Udoka has been clear. It's not just about pain tolerance, it's about mobility, and against a Lakers squad shooting 60%, you need every ounce of movement you can get. So grab your popcorn. This is going to be a wild night of basketball. Do you think the Sixers can keep this series interesting, or is Boston simply too deep to stop? Sound off in the comments below, and if you're loving these daily NBA breakdowns, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. The playoffs are just getting started, and tonight, legacies are on the line. What happens when your best player is sidelined just as the playoff lights turn on? Game 1 at TD Garden was supposed to be a statement for the Philadelphia 76ers, but instead, it turned into a reality check. The Boston Celtics dismantled them 123-91, and it wasn't even as close as the score suggests. The elephant in the room, or rather, the missing superstar, was Joel Embiid. After an emergency appendectomy, Embiid was forced to watch from the sidelines, leaving the Sixers' interior defense in absolute shambles. Watching Adem Bona and Andre Drummond struggle with foul trouble while Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown tore the defense apart was a sobering sight for Philly fans. But the question on everyone's mind isn't just about what went wrong. It's about when, or if, the big man is coming back. We have a glimmer of hope. Sources confirm Embiid has officially started his strength and conditioning program. However, don't hold your breath for Tuesday. He is already ruled out for Game 2. The reality is, even if he returns later in the series, dropping a player who hasn't seen real court action into the intensity of an Eastern Conference playoff battle is a massive gamble. The conditioning work he does over the next few days will define the ceiling of this entire series. Can Philly stay alive long enough for him to make an impact, or is this ship sailing away before he can even lace up his sneakers? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our Game 2 reaction. Ultimately, it's fair to wonder, is it better to rush a legend back and risk a setback, or is this already a lost cause? If you are a Sixers fan, tonight is the moment that could define your entire season. After watching the team get absolutely dismantled in Game 1 against the Celtics, the pressure is mounting, and the burning question on everyone's mind is whether Joel Embiid will finally suit up for Game 2. Unfortunately, I've got some tough news to deliver. Embiid has been officially ruled out for tonight's matchup. He is still on the mend following an appendectomy, and while it is encouraging to see that he has started his road to recovery, he is simply not ready to step back onto that court. The organization is keeping his return timeline under wraps, but let's be honest. Seeing him back by Friday for Game 3 feels like a massive long shot. This is a brutal reality for Philadelphia. Facing a 0-2 deficit heading back home is a nightmare scenario, which makes tonight's game absolutely critical. The silver lining here, aside from Embiid, the injury report is completely clean. The rest of the roster is healthy, locked in, and ready to fight to salvage a split before the series shifts locations. It is time for the role players to step up and prove that this team is more than just a one-man show. What do you think? Can the Sixers steal a win in Boston without their superstar, or is this series slipping away? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest NBA updates. Sometimes, the most important battles are won when the odds are stacked entirely against you. Imagine watching your season slip away while your superstar sits in a suit on the bench. That was the grim reality for the Philadelphia 76ers during their Game 2 blowout against the Boston Celtics. Without Joel Embiid, the Sixers looked like a team running on fumes, lacking the intensity required to survive the cauldron of TD Garden. It was a disaster, but amidst the wreckage, a new update has emerged that might just change the narrative. Joel Embiid, fresh off an emergency appendectomy, has officially begun a strength and conditioning program. Now, let's get real. The optics here are tough. We are talking about a player who has battled a laundry list of injuries since 2014, and at 32, the clock is undeniably ticking. It is frustrating for fans, especially after he dropped 34 points on the Spurs just a day before his diagnosis. But here is the silver lining. Appendicitis is an isolated, fluke medical event. It is not the chronic knee or ankle wear and tear that has plagued his career. Surgeon David Stein has hinted that while a month is the standard recovery timeline, there is a sliver of hope for a faster return if the Sixers can pull off a miracle series upset. Look, nobody is expecting a full return to form overnight, but seeing him back in the facility is the first step toward a proper rehab. The big question remains, can this team hold the line long enough for their MVP to suit up one more time? Drop a comment below. Do you think the Sixers can survive long enough for an Embiid comeback, or is this season officially a wash? Hit that like button if you still believe in Philly, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next update. After all, in the playoffs, the only thing more dangerous than a hot team is a desperate one.